we're still doing it. It's an early morning today. We'll come in early. I'll put a bit more in the upright up there. Do some of the bits that are a bit thin. And then I'll ground all the way along the top of the rail where all the rod holders and stuff like that go in. And start to flatten it all off with fiberglass. So I'll spin you around and show you that. And let's get on with the boat. Yeah! So the upright's looking pretty good now. Starting to look pretty smooth and consistent. Obviously that's a bit lumpy from where it hadn't been sanded, but otherwise pretty good. So I've literally started right down from this end, didn't need nothing down the bottom here, but from there upwards we've gone up. We've gone quite a way down this post, as you can see. There was a lot of dips and sideways movement and all sorts of stuff, so I thought I'd deal with that this morning. So I've been doing all that off camera for the last hour or so. Well, probably more than that actually. It's probably been a couple of hours. Have had a couple of sandbacks and then we'll just put some more on top. It's still sticky at the moment. That's where we are, and we're going to obviously carry on working along here until we meet up with this end, and then hopefully we'll have the whole lot of this all blended in to that side and everything will be nice and level and flush. No little dips for water to sit in and stuff like that. Should just all lean to one angle. Should be quite nice. We're all still working away on this one. As you can see, starting to shape up. We now had to give it another fill, and I'll let that go off while I'm doing some work on the boat. And then I'm off to pop to Tesco's and pick up some food and stuff for the unit, you know, for the fridge. Drinks, food, all that sort of stuff. And then we'll move on. We'll give you a look once we've done that, and let's get a fill in this ZT, shall we? So we've got a nice thorough mix going. We've just got to get some of these high spots we've still got leveled out. Never can really get these in one go or two goes. You have to just keep doing them until you can level them out. Even after this go, I'll still have to go over with the green final finish and stuff. Just how it works, just how the job goes. Starting to look better, starting to get a shape, the right heights and stuff. Which is exactly what we want. Obviously I've already blown this down and wiped all the panel down and give it 15 minutes in between. So I got mixed up just the amount I needed, which is pretty good. I'm quite good at getting the right amount I need. I've been doing that enough years. Pretty good. Let's get this all cleaned off. So there you go. Starting to look a lot flusher. Starting to build the heights that we need to build. Now we can start shaping and getting everything to blend into the panels and go all nice and smooth. We've still got these ones down here I've got to grind out and do, which I'll do next time I get a chance and spare minute from doing the boat. So just been shopping For some reason I got a couple of messages on one of the videos saying what do you keep in the fridge, so here you go. This is the stuff that keep me going. Got different sort of energy drinks and stuff like that. Got hot chocolates, milk for making other hot chocolates, cheese, ham, prawn salads, Jaffa cakes, loads and loads of water, etc, etc, and that's pretty much what keep me going. So there you go. Hope that answered your question. And I'm now about to have a hot chocolate. So you can see how hard that is to sand. So I'll spend another hour or so on it, give it a refill, and I'll bring you back and let you have a look and see where we are. Whew. Right, so I'm going to have a go on this side rail now and see if we can get that flat as well. Making it nice and solid. It's hard work on this stuff. Morning, it's the next day now everyone. We're still on her. Whew. I don't feel like I've been to bed, I'm absolutely knackered still. My arms are sore as anything. But we're in early, we're going to get a good start. And we're going to carry on with this boat. I have noticed recently that my mics and stuff are not sounding so great, so we got rid of them and ordered some new ones. So fingers crossed they'll be here fairly soon and the sound will be transferring across to me again, because I noticed when I'm down the side of the boat and stuff like that, the mic, which is not my hand to be top, is not picking up a decent quality sound. So hopefully we'll sort that out soon and you'll be able to hear everything I'm saying. Right, let's carry on with this boat. So I think this morning we're gonna tackle this area here. Just get this all in one uniform colour, texture, and then we can start working out. Get some of these shapes back. It's basically going like that at the moment, sort of snaking along, up, over and down. This is all a low. We don't want none of that, so let's get it filled in there. I won't show you me mixing because you've seen that enough times before. I'll get one mixed up, I'll come back over. We'll skim over that, and then the front end of the boat on this edge will all be green. Keep it clean, otherwise I'll come back to bite you later on. So, we've got a mix all made up. Start getting this all one colour. It's going to take a few fills to do this bit because it's low, like I said before. I've noticed this new batch of final level filler is a lot runnier than the old batch. Starting to set a shape, what we're going to get. do this side as well, so it'd be good to do it. Not bad. Good start to the day. So I've got another big mix all going here. I'm going to attempt to get this corner pretty close today. That's the reason why we can't. Keep building it. Bottom bit is going to be the fun bit. I can see a line. Looks like we've done a good job of making that bit. We'll leave it slightly high on purpose so we can reshape that line. Pretty good. See, running this stuff is starting to move on the board. It's a bit weird, I don't know why this batch is so runny. See, we'll keep leaving the red on the bottom there. Means we're not in shape there. There we go. Starting to look pretty good. Right, I've got some left here, so let's find some holes and stuff that need filling up. We'll go round onto this front panel and use it up in there. Rid of any of the defects on this panel now, really. That will blend into this repair here, or this build of this corner. I'm hoping you can hear everything I'm saying, but if not, we'll have that sorted fairly soon. We're getting it. Sometimes just as it's going off, you can just get a few of them little pinholes and stuff, get rid of them. Not bad, not bad. So I've got another mix ready. I'm sort of trying to concentrate on getting some shapes and stuff into the front of the boat today, or at least for the first few hours. I want to start seeing some shapes and for me, obviously off camera, it's been quite a long haul to get to where I am. I want to start seeing some nice progress and nice sort of finishing bits to G me on to do more. Quite a load down there by the looks of things. I think we have over here as well. One day at some point when we get all this up the top here straight, which obviously I'll keep doing a lot of that off camera because that's really hard work, that stuff. We'll be able to go right over with this stuff, and all of this will just be covered in this hopefully and start to take shape. When I'm putting this on, obviously the smoother I can get it, the better it is for me to sand it. Not bad. Lovely, we're starting to get our whole corner now. If you remember back when we first started the videos, this corner wasn't a corner, it was just flat. There was no radius around here, everything was just flat. There was no line. It was, yeah, completely messed up. So it's now starting to look how it should. Take a bit of work, but that's the only way to do it. Let's get something along here as well. This line's not done yet. Line filled up, I think, so I can start smoothing that end down to this corner now. We actually have a line all the way from the corner. Pretty cool. Didn't want to do that. Definitely don't want this on the bottom half. It'll be hard to get off because it's shiny, but pretty good. Do say so myself. So as you saw in them clips, you're probably getting the idea. It's about loads and loads of mixers, filling, mix, fill, mix, fill, sand, 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 mix, fill. That's basically what it is all the way around. I think we're coming along quite nicely in this part. Spit it out, Carl. So let's keep it going and see where we can get to by the end of this part. So I've done a few hours off camera now, probably more than that. Keep looking at that clock, that's stopped. I've got a digital one over there. Yeah, it's been a few hours. It's been nearly 3 actually by the looks of it. So I'll spin you around and show you where I am. I've done a bit of work on the MG. I've been working down this side of the boat, cutting into where the anchor chain hooks and stuff are all going along the side there, and glassing them over, pushing it into the holes and smoothing it all out. Done a bit more sanding down the side, getting rid of the bubble. I've been pretty busy, so let me spin around and show you. It's all sort of started sanding this side now, till the glass and stuff start to show. And that's how I need to get all the way down here. I've got some more coming through here, but all the rest of this has got to be like that before I can do any more to that. Sort of got to about here and took a couple of layers off, but still got a long way to go with it. It's such hard stuff to sand. Yeah, up the top here, as I was saying, I've gone through some of these bits, and you can, if you look close, you can see where all the holes were for the things that were being held on. So we pushed it into them, skimmed over the top, got rid of them. Same here, there was another one here. See the holes again, but they're gone. I've just ground out these two where the cleat was on here. And when I get down this end, I'll be skimming them. I think the next thing I'm going to do is take the rod holder out, the bar and the ladder off, so we can see the rest of this side. So I think that's what I'll do now. Oh no, I need to show you what I've done on the MG, don't I? Getting ahead of myself. Oh. So I was sanding back all them repairs with the car body filler, and I've now got onto the green glazing filler, as you can see. And we're starting to get some really nice shapes. Everything's all starting to go back to the shape of the car, which is nice. So that's been keeping me busy while the other stuff's been drying as well. So that's where I am with that. Right, I'm going to get around here and, like I say, and get onto these ladders and railings and stuff. Inside the boat is absolutely full of sand and fiberglass. Look at it. Cool. Poor thing, it's absolutely filthy. But one day, that'll all be nice and clean, all shining and gleaming. And we'll look back at this and think, yeah, that was hard work, but that was all worth it. So that's all them stripped off. Weren't too bad, to be fair. A little bit down the side there where that little chrome ring is, where the bilge pump spits out the water. Got to work our way of getting that off. Find out what that's sealed on with, and go from there. And then obviously we took the nav light out as well, so that's out of the way now. And then we can now work on that whole side. So I think next we'll do a bit of some of that really tough sanding. I like to just do a bit of that every sort of couple of hours. Put a couple of hours into it, and eventually we'll get along this side. So I think I'll do that next. And then we'll go back and look at the front and see where we are on the front. It's all starting to dry off nicely now and look pretty good. So we're going to want to be putting some stuff on it and working out where all the lows and highs and stuff are. And go from there next. Right, so you can see what I'm up to. So I'm going to put a couple of hours into that, and I'll see you afterwards.
1,000 years later.
So it's a lot later. It's been hours, but I've been all the way along here, all the way along there, and pretty much up to this rod holder hole here. So I've been all the way along there. And not just that, I've also been all the way along this whole top. Cut it all the way back and down the back. And my arms feel like they're going to drop off. The only thing I've found as I've been doing it is there's a couple of tiny little weak points here, but they're not soft. They're just probably air bubbles from when the gel coat was laid, which is a bit of a shame, but that'll soon skim up with some fiberglass. But yeah, my arms are shaking like mad now, but as you can see, I cut it right back down, bobble's gone. That's looking pretty good. There's a couple of tiny bits where I need to go just a little bit more, just like on this bottom edge. I haven't really been concentrating on that much, but I did from sort of here onwards. But yeah, I'm quite happy to be this far down and got most of that. But I think I'm probably going to have to stop, at least for a little while anyway. Time for a hot chocolate. But yeah, we're coming on pretty good. Where in the front is all nice and dry now. All sealed up and ready to be sanded when my arms will let me do it. Nice. I'm quite chuffed having this corner in its proper sort of shape. Got a lot of sanding to do to get it all nice and smooth, but at least it's got a proper corner there now, which is good. And looking down that side is quite nice. Whew. I think next time I start doing some skimming, I'm gonna get back up on this upright and skim right round that again and get that sorted. But I don't think that's too bad at all really for the hours I put in today. We're getting there quite nicely. Need to get some more on the top of here. But yeah, like I say, for what we've done, not bad at all. Starting to look a different boat. We've basically got from here to the end of the boat, and that's most of the outside bubble gone. It's still nasty, and some of this is, well, same as the rest of the boat, pretty rough one. Still got to do all these uprights and the front windows and the top of the roof. Then that will be the actual outside done. Well, debubbled, not actually done, but debubbled. Not all smoothed, obviously. Then I've got to do bits like the inside. At least with that I can sit down and sort of lean against it and get stuck in, but up in all this sort of stuff is going to be a bit of a nightmare. And obviously all around the windows and all the fiddly little bits, they're all going to be a pain. But we'll deal with it as we need to. Gonna have to get in there and have a good old clean up before I start doing anything in there, because it's getting a bit too deep in sand and dust now, which we don't really want. So as you can see, we've done a lot, but I'm more shaky and wobbly. Such hard stuff to. I reckon I can sand the floor concrete easier than I can sand the side of that. That's how strange and rough it's been put on. But there's nothing I can do about it. That's how it is, and that's how I've got to do it. It's my choice to flatten it all down and make it nice, but I think it's going to be a much better boat by the time I've done it all. It's just, I'm going to pay for it until I've done it. Oh, right. I think I better have hot chocolate. My plan is to finish the rest of the boat on that side today before I go, but if I do that, it's going to leave me well into the middle of the night. But it would be nice to go home knowing that I've got the whole of the outside all debubbled. So what do we do? Oh, let's do it. Right, I'm going to have hot chocolate, and then I'm going to get back on that, and we're going to smash this side of the boat all in one day. Yeah, let's go. Oh God. Oh, I'm near enough laying on the floor. But if you look behind me, it's got light, so it'll give you an idea how many hours I've been putting in during the night. It's now morning. It's early morning, but still, as you can see, nice and bright. I've been very, very busy on here. So about my hands are literally tingling, shaking, and they're going crazy. Right, I'm going to spin you around and show you where I got to. So I've literally done right from this corner all the way down the other end of the boat, top line and bottom line. As you can see, I can hardly hold the camera. The only bit I haven't done is just this little bit around here. So I've got to get inside the boat, under there somehow, and get up to this. So that's going to be fun. But I've done all the rest of the top. I'm nearly all up that bubble is gone. Definitely enough to be able to skim it now. Whew. That took some seriously hard work. I've done a bit on the top of here as well, and absolutely finished it off, so it's all ready to skim as well. So I've been busy for quite a few hours. Just had a good old blow down on that because I had a really big mess on the floor. Whew. But I think I've done pretty good, especially for the day I put in before that as well, where we done all the other bits, like the fiberglass and up the top there. A few more skims up in there and give that a sand all the way around the front here. Got to remember myself now what we've done. Been building this corner. Whew. And we put a bit in this, didn't we? Up in this upright. So yeah, not bad at all. Haven't done any more on the old MG since I last spoke to you, I don't think. Or have I? I am on my next skim of this. Nice and easy to see now it's daylight. Looks like it's going to be a nice day, but I'm going to be sleeping most of it, I think. Right. Had it jacked up in the air so I could so it was just easier to get to bits and pieces. It's been hard work though, definitely. But I think we achieved a fairly decent amount on this part. And now I'm knackered. So as you can imagine, I'm so hot, my arms are just literally shaking and tingling a bit like that. Then just feel like I'm still standing. It's really strange. I'm absolutely knackered now, so I'm going to have to call it on this part. So thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying everything we're doing with the boat. I think we're getting around it now. We're starting to get all them horrible shapes and that nasty bubble all off and all looking smooth and nice. As long as I keep ploughing on like we do, then it shouldn't be too long before we get onto some of the other stages. But it's not an easy job, especially what I'm having to do on this bobble. But we are getting there. So thanks very much for coming in. I'll see you soon in the next one, part 9. See you soon.